video games. What is up, chat? It's Unrooolie, and I'm here to talk about your stream and some advice that I think that so many people really overlook, that a lot of people overlook, and a lot of people, I never see people talk about it that much. And I think this is something that is mega important, right? And that's your stream setup, right? Now, I am not talking about this right here. I'm not talking about this, right? Of course, this is kind of important to like have some nice computers and stuff like that. But I'm going to tell you, don't need all this to start off streaming. Granted, I had help because I was a part of your video game, so I kind of had a name. But even though I still had a name, I still kind of had to work at it. I still had to work hard. I still had to stream hard, and I still had to, you know, go in and hustle, right? I had a push, but a push is, it's kind of like talent, right? Talent is not anything without, you know, with work. So anyways, but like I said, I did have a push. I did have the Yo Video Games name under my belt, but my streams were at like, you know, 15 to 20 people when I started, and they're doing good. You know, my streams fluctuate, but hey, that's everybody, right? Usually when you're in the like a mid-range streamer, those numbers can get to you in the head, but that's not what this video is about. I talked about your setup, and I think setup is kind of overlooked. And a lot of people, when they think setup, they think I gotta have this. This is what I gotta have, and I gotta have the 5 screens, this, all that stuff. And I'm like, no, you know what? I'll be honest. Your setup could look like this. If your setup looks like this and it's powerful enough to stream, you're already in the step 1. I streamed off my PlayStation for a long time. You know what's the most important part of your setup? I'm going to show you. You ready? This, what you see here, the back. This is what I think is kind of the most important part of your stream. Besides you, right? Number 1 is you. The second part is his background. Where did I learn this from? I learned this from my friend Max. And the thing is too, you can have all this cool stuff and all these cool gadgets and gizmos and stuff in your computer, but if you're streaming on a blank wall, that's already tough. Because what? Because let's say I'm in a game and I'm in a zone and someone's focusing and they come in and they see the stream like, oh, look at those Mortal Kombat cabinets. Look at those figures. Look at those posters. What is that in the background? That's already talking to you. My background is already saying something about me and who I am in case I miss that person. So if you are a newer streamer, focus on your background. And now you're going to say, I know a lot of you are gamers, right? I know you probably, most of you have been collecting things, and whatever your collection is, display it. Display it, because displaying your collection, displaying your background tells people about you without you even having to say anything. So let's say, you know, you're just knee deep in Elden Ring and you gotta look and you gotta like watch and you can't read the chat and someone comes in, they're already learning about you. They're like, oh, whoa, Haunted Mansion? Oh, a cool spooky tombstone. Oh, this guy, you know. Whoa, Mortal Kombat cabinets. Oh, look at that Wolverine thing. Oh, look at that's a Harry Potter, Pac-Man. It's your background is saying a lot about you. Even maybe more so than your bio. And I think a lot of times people, you know what they see? They see other streamers with some cool lights and stuff like that, you know, those crazy big LED lights. I mean, those are cool, but I would recommend filling it with things that you are passionate about, things that you like. Because then when people come into your room, they're like, wow, that is cool. And I'm going to tell you, if you haven't been collecting anything, it might be a little difficult, right? Don't go out and just buy 10,000 things, right? The easiest things you can do is start printing out posters, right? Print out posters. Get some artwork for some artists if you want to support local artists, the people that you like. Commission them, you know, ask them if you can print some of their work. Maybe some old video game advertisements you can find online. Maybe print some of those out of your favorite games. Start with that if you did not have anything. But I'm granted, you guys are streaming, you guys like video games. I am sure you have some kind of collection, right? And just find a way to display it. And it'll say a lot about you, right? Because I'd say work on the back, right? Get enough stuff. You know, like I said, get enough stuff. If the set you have right there is kind of like this, you kind of fake it till you make it, right? Like this is what it looks like, but then the background looks like this. Hell, I mean, my old set was kind of like this. I just had like a PC and one monitor, but most of the people saw this. And, like, I think these things don't cost a lot of money. I mean, well, they do over time, right? But hopefully this is something that you've done over time, right? And not by a lot of money, printing some posters, taking some things that you've collected and putting it and displaying in your background, like lighting. What I mean by I didn't spend a lot of money on lighting, I didn't go to crazy places. I went to the hardware store, right? Or like Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that. And I got these lights. I could turn them off on my phone. They're Bluetooth. They're not that expensive. They're not like, $100 lights. There were just some light bulbs that I bought at they're GE lights. I'll put some of the stuff in the description below. But they're just some lights. They're and they got an app. They're called C by GE. These are the lights I have. And they're very they're pretty inexpensive, right? I can change colors. I can go green. I can come back here on my phone. I don't have to spend a lot of money on that. I have a couple other lights that I bought on Amazon. I believe they're Happy Lighting, and that's the app I have there, Happy Lighting. I can do that, and I can make the room pop a little bit more. And those are just some of the things, lighting wise that I bought. But over the years, I've collected a lot of stuff. So I said, hey, why not display it, right? Let me move the chair back, and you can see, some of my stuff, my Lego stuff, my Pac-Man clock, a Pac-Man marquee, collector's edition. Put that behind you and let people see it. And it's a good thing because I learned it from my buddy Max, right? And you might say, hey, my favorite streamer, doesn't have a crazy background. And that's probably because they're humongous already, right? I see some streamers, like the top streamers, and they don't have that much. There's some really big guys, I don't know, that their backgrounds are just kind of plain. But that's because they probably have 1 million YouTube followers and they have 1 million Twitch followers, and they're there because I know that guy. I watch his YouTube. I just want to watch him, right? But my buddy Max, also very big YouTuber, very big Twitch guy, has a cool background, and when you see it, you're like, dang, that looks sick. And check it out, Max. Look what I can do with the push of a button. Boom. I can do the Maximilian effect. Huh? And that's another thing I'm going to talk to you about. Shortcuts. How I went to upgrade my stream, right? I went with computer first. I think that to me was kind of the most important. Then audio and camera, right? Now I could have a super awesome camera. Like some people have DSLR cameras, some people have that. But to me, I think you can get away with having a smaller camera. I have a Logitech Brio. Thing looks pretty solid. It's like around $200. And not to mention with NVIDIA things, I can do stuff like background blur, stuff that, took Max a lot of time and resources to do, but you can do it with shortcuts. So, look for some shortcuts, right? This is a shortcut. I have a Logitech Brio. It's not the best camera in the world, but it's solid. It's good. It captures the colors. It works out great. Eventually, will I get myself a DSLR? Maybe. But if something is working good, keep it, right? And that's why I think, to me, a computer is the most important part, right? That keeps the stream going. Then audio, because that's took me a long time. And, you know, and then the camera, like I said, you can get away with a lot of good cameras now because they're getting cheaper. So get yourself a decent camera. But the point is, your background, it's going to make a mission statement. It's going to say something. Now, this is not a guarantee like, oh, I get a better background, I'm going to have people flooding in. But it is something that if somebody is changing the channel on Twitch and they're looking at stuff and they see, whoa, look at this background. Look at this. This is cool. I've had people come in like, whoa, those Mortal Kombat's new chatters, and it gets them talking, or like, hey, what's that? And it's just something you can arm yourself, because there is no real surefire way to get people, but you need as much like help, little boosters as you can get. And having a cool background is a top thing, right? You don't need those googly, you know, flashy lights like you see some streamers do. I think having your interest in the background, having your collections, hell, if you love Pops, throw them up there, because then somebody's gonna love Pops and be like, hey, cool. You got your anime figures, you got your action figures, you got your whatever. Try to coordinate your room where that can happen. I stream out of my bedroom. My bed's right there. I push it to the wall. When I first moved into this place, my buddy came up and he helped me set up. Like, hey, what if you just push the bed over here and you have this space right here and my TV? And this is what I did. I organized my room for streaming, right? And only, like I said, if you know how serious you want, like, as long as you're comfortable, just stay comfortable. I say comfortable right there. That wall you see behind there, that's a closet. I'm covering 46% of my closet with this Mortal Kombat cabinet, and it's hard to get into some things. There's some clothes that I'm like, I'm just not going to wear that today because it's behind this closet, right? That's, you fake it till you make it, chat, right? It's a closet back there. I open that up and you see my clothes and my underwear. No, my underwears are in actually a drawer over there. But anyways, I'm going off on a tangent. Make your background pop. Put your favorite things in your background. Light it pretty good. It's not that much money. And these are little things that can help you get your visibility up. It is not I have a cool room, bring in the 100 followers or bring in the 100 viewers. No, it is an ammunition. It's something. It's like a little extra that you can have, because if a lot of sometimes people just say, hey, I'm just gonna change the channel on Twitch. Who's this guy? Who's this guy? And if I'm talking full screen, right, and I'm doing just chatting, and some people see this room, so they're like, damn, look at this room. This looks crazy. He's got some Mortal Kombat figures, and it's appealing to the eye, and it's just a little something you can put on your belt. So that is like, I gotta say. And the best part of it is you probably have most of this stuff already. Stuff that you're passionate about, stuff that you've been collecting. If you haven't collected, I don't collect anything. You're like, wow, okay. Most gamers do, but if you don't, go to a place, print some posters out. Of some of your favorite games, some old school ones. Put them on your wall. If you got VCR, I know you got something up there. Maybe display all your games up on the wall somehow, some unique way. Something to catch the eye. Because if I'm zoning out and I'm in front of a white wall, right? The wall right here is just a back plain wall. People are gonna be like, okay, this is kind of boring, but at least my room can entertain you for a half second to see that person, because someone comes in, they're gonna look, and if you're just you know, and it's a white, okay, peace. But they're like, oh, look at this. This is kind of cool, right? That's my major advice right there. Don't go crazy out there. Like, if you don't have anything, start with posters. Start with whatever you got. And stuff that's kind of cheap. Go to a swap meet. Go to Frankensons. Go to a place. Get some figures that are cheap or something. But just make your background pop a little bit. I don't necessarily think you need those little crazy lights, right? Those are for like YouTubers and other streamer gurus and stuff like that. That's just a bit of my advice, guys. You know, have a cool background until you can get something like this and just work at it. You know, I did it. I streamed off my PlayStation when I first started streaming. Then I saved up money and got a PC. And I used a Logitech, you know, the C90, the $99 camera. And I used the Blue Yeti. And as I stream kept growing and people kept being, you know, more support, I started building my computer and getting better. Like this, you know, this camera, it's not that much more. You know, other stuff that you don't see. I put soundproofing, Amazon and online is kind of your friend, chat. But anyways, guys, I'm rambling on and on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was basically a 16-minute video of just saying, hey, put your passions up behind you for other people to see. It's not a magic boom, but it's something to give you there, right? To just give you a little boost of people to like show up, and it makes a difference. Like, you know, when people come in and they just see that, because like I said, maybe your favorite streamer is big and they don't have it because they've been doing the work for a long time and they're YouTuber or something like that. But hey, I saw my buddy Max and I'm like, dang. People go look in that room and they're like, wow, look at that. Look at that, right? You don't got to have a predator. Just got to have a little something that makes it you and things that you love. And I know you're gamers out there and you've been collecting, right? And if you haven't done it, I'm like, dang, well, okay. Start collecting little by little and adding pieces and pieces. And that's how my thing has been done. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you guys have a good one. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.